Somebody else has to do it.
Welcome to a new segment of In the Mouth of Music, where we do album reviews. That's right, we do your favorite albums. Not really. We do
Our favorite albums.
No, and
Fuck your favorite
obviously
ones.
we don't do our favorite albums because people are picking albums and giving them 5. So I'm Diego Pendejo.
Jeez.
Hey,
You are.
dude.
You are fucking
I
Diego
am.
Pendejo.
Hey.
I'm
And
Scott
this
White.
guy.
I'm Dean Corpse.
Yes.
And that's that guy. Yeah.
So what are we talking about? Which album?
We're doing.
This is a Dean's pick, right?
This is
yes,
my pick.
Dean's pick. DC over there. Give
That's
it-
right.
Let's have it, Dean.
It's the Pixies Beneath the Eyrie.
Nice.
It's
The
Pixies'
Pixies.
last album that they released last year.
Is
Which-
it like their last album ever?
I hope not, because this one was really fucking good. I love this record.
I will say I'm not familiar with Pixies.
But this segment, you don't have to be familiar. You just got to say how much
I
you
listened to
enjoyed.
the record.
This segment is about the enjoyment of the album. Nothing to do with the band. You know what I mean?
I know.
Yeah.
So, just being a standalone album, I listened to it a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I wasn't familiar with it. It reminded me of like Bauhaus. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It had that sort of, I don't know, like 90s goth band kind of feel, or 80s, 90s? I think 90s.
It is 90s.
Yeah, kind of goth band feel.
It's that mid goth. It's not goth.
Parts of it.
You know what I mean?
It's like California surf goth.
Sort of.
Not really, but I guess if that's what. No, dude, it's like mid goth. It's like almost goth, but it's not goth.
Yeah, but
they were always like that.
it
I don't
sounded
think
like
they're
some kind of, like, certain songs were kind of shoegazer kind of music,
Sure.
like they'd play at Foundations or something back in the day,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
and then there was other songs that one thing kind of reminded me of B-52s, which
Mhm.
I also don't like.
Yeah, sorry, I brought that up.
Yeah, I was thinking it right before you said it.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. And there was
I like to ruin
I had
songs.
another
You know?
parallel, and there was something else that sounded like something else. But overall, I think listening to the recording quality of it
It's fucking outstanding recording quality.
for 20 years ago, yeah. The sound is, to me, is dated. Like, I don't know if it's the songwriting. The production, like, they recorded well, their instruments and everything. But the material is just, for me, it was like a little bit kind of all over the place.
So
And I'm not a fan of the dude's vocals. They're a little too soft and frilly for me.
when you listened to it at first, did you know what year it came out?
Not at all. I thought it was old. I thought it's from the 80s.
All right, so I
That's
put.
actually kind of good.
I mean,
Yeah,
if
so-
they were going for
so
that, they
this
did
is-
a great
This
job.
is what I'm going to ask you, Dean. So my wife likes this band, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
and I put it on, and she's like, "What is this?" Like, I guess
This album.
she found it familiar, and I said, "It's the Pixies." Oh, really? I go, "Yeah." I go, "I've never heard this album." She's like, "Me either." She goes, "It sounds like the Pixies," which means that when I didn't see what year it was, and I listened to it
Mhm.
5 times. I enjoyed the album, by the way. I thought it was very good. It's very dynamic. Lots of different tempos.
Lots of different things.
Lots of different sounds. Lots
Mhm.
of extreme pop, then a little darker stuff, then back to pop, and then even darker.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I like the lyrical content. I like the whole album. I like this band. I hope that they were trying to sound like they released it in 1995 or whatever. Like, is that the sound they were going for,
I can
Dean?
honestly.
That is my question to you.
The same thing came upon me when I listened to it. Now, the Pixies have released a couple newer albums since like, let's say Bossa Nova, and what was the other album before that? Oh God, A Doolittle and stuff like that. And those seemed like those first 3 albums that they released seemed to be the pinnacle of what Pixies were.
Sure.
And that's what people know them for.
That's
their sound.
That was their sound. That's what people loved.
So
they made a couple albums after that, and they were good. They weren't terrible albums.
Well, they had some lineup changes. They had some. They had bass player left.
Kim Deal left, who was the bass player who went on to do Breeders and stuff like that.
I told that to Scott.
And that was like the most boring band, whatever. But
she is very talented.
She's
talented. You shouldn't say that.
Yeah,
That's not
whatever.
a nice thing.
That's fine, whatever. But I don't like her music.
Her album is not bad.
You know? It's okay. They came out
it's not great.
Whatever. About fuck Breeders, okay.
But they had a chick bass player.
Yeah, they still do.
Well,
but this album, when
too.
this came
Good
out,
for her.
this was the
they were okay.
This is the first album they've done in a while, and they did it. And when I listened to it, it's like, oh my god, it almost sounds like a classic
album,
Pixies album.
It does.
And the songs, the sound, and everything, even the songwriting was very like they dug deep down inside themselves, and like you could almost like friggin' feel that they pulled it out of their ass, like and it's a classic to me. There's not a single bad song on this album, and it almost feels like if this was released in 1990, this would have been.
I would say a little later than 1990. Yeah. I would say 95.
But right around that time frame when Doolittle and everything else came out. If they released this album then, this thing would have been a multi-million-dollar hit as well.
I think this album is what they should have released after Doolittle. Like this would have been a perfect progression to their band.
Was good too. So
maybe after that album. I'm saying it would have been a perfect progression to their band. Yeah. Too bad it took 20 years to release this.
I remembered the other parallel
What's that?
that I heard a flavor of. It was Sonic Youth.
Oh,
yes,
they're very
time.
Sonic Youth.
Yeah.
So this is Sonic Youth of the East Coast. That's what this band is.
But people need to understand too. Pixies were the godfathers of the whole entire grunge movement. A lot of bands.
Yes and no, but these guys
a lot of bands were influenced by the Pixies. Weezer is influenced by the Pixies.
I can see that.
But Weezer's from that area. Weezer, what's his name? Rivers Cuomo is from. I don't know if he's from Massachusetts, but I know he's from New England.
I guess
he is. Yeah.
But a lot of people, Pixies were regarded as like royalty in the alternative scene.
They're like
back in the day.
They're like the Melvins. They
were like the Melvins. They were right up there with the Melvins as being as regarded as this like iconic band. Frank Black is like, I mean, he's like an icon in that scene. If you ask any of those guys what music influences you, they like, during that time frame, they'll tell you, oh yeah, the Pixies influenced us.
Yeah.
So they're but so for them to release an album like this today, it like almost like takes me back to being a teenager.
It does.
And I was like, wow, this is such a good album. Plus it's more modern. There is some stuff on here that's more modern. Like This Is My Fate. If I'm talking weird, it's because I bit my tongue in half.
And
wow.
he's getting
it's not the beer? Oh my.
Yeah. It sucks.
Would you
try to flap of skin hanging in my mouth?
Did you try to pierce it with like
I was vicious.
I couldn't even think of anything good.
Apparently I was viciously eating a piece of pizza and just crunched down on my piece of pizza. Piece of pizza.
Good pizza.
But This Is My Fate like kind of remind me of like a Tom Waits song.
Yeah,
that's another parallel.
I was just waiting for the.
It just didn't have the hound dog sound. Yeah.
So
I totally said that today. I was like, it sounds like Tom Waits, but without like a dog.
So do you think they went for this sound, or it just came out naturally?
I think that they completely dug deep down inside their souls and tried to figure out who they really were again. And especially with some newer members.
I haven't heard the newer stuff. Did they get a little lost in the newer stuff? Like, did it turn into like?
I don't think they got too lost, but it wasn't. Nothing was. You know how like newer, like the older bands, like they progress forward a little bit. They kind of like. It's not that they forgot their sound. It just no song really like classified it as their sound until this album.
Right. Like and this sounds very Pixie.
Like this is a definitive Pixies album nowadays. It is.
It does. It sounds good.
And the songs are all different. They totally got that reverb guitar sound. They have even the Spanish song back in there.
Yeah, they do. They got a little crampy reverb.
Like
going.
On Graveyard Hill.
Like I was telling you, we heard that one song. It sounds like the Cramps a little bit.
Yeah.
Got a little cramp reverb. Yeah.
Catfish Kate. On Graveyard Hill is like my favorite. That's like a great song. Silver Bullet with that.
I was actually very excited when I listened to it. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah,
it was a little long.
That's the thing. Is I don't feel it's a long album at all. You know, there's I don't
not
think
long, but
there's not a single
it's
bad
only
song on
40
the
minutes long.
No, it's not long.
My kid. This is how cool it is. I took my kid to go see Weezer. Actually, took my whole family to go see Weezer and the Pixies. Last year or whatever it was, and my son, like, after that show, and I did not think he was gonna like the Pixies at all. He loves Weezer, but Pixies were like, he listened to that and he was just like, that's my favorite band.
Yeah, it's weird what kids listen to. You know, your son got into the Pixies and he's never heard it, right? He just heard it there live.
And he was just like, he was totally into it.
Yeah, and one day I put on some Groovy Ghoulies and my son's like, "Who's this?" And now he's like, he loves these guys, man. It's like, and they're not the greatest band. They got a cool sound, but you know.
I think honestly, if you listened to the Pixies back in the day, if you listen to like Doolittle, and what was it, La Surfa, La Rosa, I think it's the first album.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wave of Mutilation. You seen Pump Up the Volume?
Yeah,
the movie. They had the song Wave of Mutilation in there. If you listen to the Pixies back then, this album you would have listened to and been like, "Oh wow, this is amazing."
Yeah.
Because it would have totally taken you back to that time frame, and to me, this is a, and it's very.
So this is like a throwback album, basically.
This is a very, very much a throwback album, and it's like, and then they created almost a perfect album with it. If you were
that's a far stretch, baby.
No, for me, but for me, I'm gonna listen to it, and I'm gonna sit there and go, wow, if every song on there, it like I can listen to like over and over again without even boring me, then it's a perfect album.
The arrangements are good.
Arrangements are very. Well, his band is, and I love the bass. I love how they have the female vocals back again.
That's what I mean. The arrangement is perfect.
It's just like
perfect mixture.
You hear it. It's very haunting in some ways.
If they had a good producer,
maybe they got.
They probably did. They probably got somebody old. I don't.
Maybe they got ABBA to do the arrangements. They're the kings of arrangements. Fucking arrangements.
But yeah, I think it's a great album. I've been recommending this album to everybody. I've been trying to get anybody to listen to who loves the Pixies, and everybody I've recommended it to has said that. They were like, "Wow, that album's actually really good."
It is. It's good.
You know, if you know who the Pixies are, you're gonna love it.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I say we start. Are we ready to rate this bad boy or what?
Oh boy.
Now, remember, you got to rate it not for the music, for your enjoyment while listening to the album.
You can rate it however you want.
Yeah, Don't stop telling us what to do.
Yeah.
All right, then rate it.
You're not the boss of me.
Rate it,
As he turns his back to us. What's that all
about? I don't know.
What's this
It's
body
an album
language?
review, not a fucking band review.
Body
all right.
language here. I'll go first.
Go ahead.
This is not my kind of thing. It's not my cup of tea, but it was recorded very well. The sound on it is good. I'll give it that. The album's kind of all over the place. Like, it doesn't seem cohesive to me, because there's a lot of flavor in it. Let's say that.
Mm-hmm.
This is like
Sure.
a
That's
goulash.
typical of them.
Extreme dynamics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on there. So, but like I said, it is definitely recorded well. It sounds good. If you like albums that have, like, I don't know what I'd call it, like a lighter vibe,
Yeah.
I think that's fair to say.
A soft touch.
Yeah. Then, you
With a bit of rock.
it might be the thing for you. I didn't hear much rock in it, but
No, there's rock in it. Cut it out.
okay.
There's some
You're
heavy.
just being harsh.
There's some nice friggin' groove.
Yeah. But like I said, it's not my thing. I'm not gonna go buy it.
You're
and
never gonna
to
listen
it.
to it again.
No, I won't. No.
Could just listen to Meantime for 100th time.
And give it a shitty
Give it a
rating.
5.
Give it a 5.
I'm gonna give this a very. I'm gonna be delicate with this. 'cause,
No, just be harsh, bro. Tell them what you think.
I'm gonna give it a 4, just because it's not my thing.
Holy shit!
It sounds really good.
And you give Meantime
Hey,
a
fuck
5?
off.
How can you give this a 4?
Because I like Meantime. I don't like this.
How can it be
It's as
1
simple as
point?
that.
How can it be 1 point
We-
away?
we are
I was expecting a 2 or something.
No, it was really recorded well.
But yeah.
Four
But
is
thing
okay.
about
Leave
this
him alone.
album-
you didn't like it.
It's okay.
I give it an 8. I thought it was great.
I give it a 10 because I fucking love this album.
Mommy.
I
can't
do.
give it a 10 because I'm not. I mean, I thought it was good.
I can listen to this album anytime. And
No,
never
it's
get sick of
excellent.
it.
It's an excellent album.
Anytime.
I'm
So
saving room.
It's definitely one of my favorite newer
I'm
records.
saving room for 10s. 4. This guy.
Yeah.
He picks an album, he gives it a 5, and then he listens to this crapola and gives it a 4.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's
right.
much
You
worse
know-
out there. I
you-
got to
you know
save.
you
I
want
gotta
to give
pad
it.
it.
You know you want to give it a 1.
I got to save those ratings for other ones because there's gonna be some turds.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Really? Who's picking turds? I mean, oh really?
I'll
You
pick
pick
turds. Oh
turds?
yeah, I'm gonna pick some fucking turds.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick some fucking
Yeah,
turds.
but if you pick turds, nobody wants to hear you talk about turds.
I think they do.
I don't think so.
of course,
Anyway,
I think
excellent
people
album.
want to hear a shit on a record. Why not?
That's an excellent album, and yeah, if you like the Pixies, you should definitely purchase that album.
definitely.
Don't
It-
stream
Definitely.
it. Fucking buy it.
Definitely buy your underwear.
Yeah,
Kmart.
let him make some money. Let him live, so he doesn't have to work at Publix.
He doesn't have to work. Period. He's
Wall
a fucking
bounce.
multimillionaire. He doesn't
Is
have
he?
to work. Yeah, dude, they fucking sold millions of records. They're okay.
I guess. I thought he sold 100,000 records.
No,
You
they
might be
sold. They
right.
sold quite well, thanks to Mac Pinfield.
Matt Pinfield. I met that guy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You guys were interviewed by them. I
Yeah.
by him. I remember. I watched it.
How's it go? Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like and
subscribe.
subscribe.
Make some suggestions if you want to see us review something.
We could do albums, and we
turd.
could do also bands. So
Yeah.
we're gonna do some.
We
We'll
can do
get back
whatever
to
you
the
want.
bands. We can do whatever we want. We could
Whatever
review
you
your
want.
mother after we're done fucking her.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that.
And your mom.
We're not gonna give her high ratings though.
You don't know. She could have been,
Could be.
all star.
Ain't no porn milf.
All right. With that, we're out.
Bye.
Adios.
Bye.